amazing guest that I'm super excited to sit down and talk to. And yeah, we're gonna have an amazing show. But before we get started, I do want to say Happy New Year to my lovely community of here of Meet Me. Happy New Year, you guys. I hope you guys have sat down today and written down your goals and things you want to achieve, things you want to manifest. I'm not a fan of New Year resolutions because I just don't look at New Year's that way. But I am a fan of writing down and journaling the things that you want 2025 to the things that you want to happen in the new year, right? Per se. So I hope you guys have sat down and done that. And if you haven't, you still have a few hours to do that. I hope you stay safe today. So before we get the show started today, I do have a couple of disclaimers and announcements. Disclaimer number one, if you haven't noticed, this is a feature show. So please, let's keep it respectful in the comment box. Let's keep it vibey and positive and inspirational and good vibes in here. If you don't, I do have a few bouncers that will, take you out of the stream. I don't want to have to kick you out, but there's no reason for that because I do appreciate you being here and appreciate your energy. But let's keep it respectful for myself, for my guests, for everyone on here that is paying attention to the show and that's supporting the show with their energy, etc. So let's keep it respectful. And the other thing is that I want to address, if you write in the comment box and I am not addressing you individually, how I would address you in any other live stream, I want to let you know that because, thank you for the favorite, that because it is a live, a feature show, we can't always address you guys individually as you are talking because we do have guidelines that we have to follow during feature shows, and also out of respect for my guests, right? Because they're going to be speaking and sharing their stories and sharing, we're going to be having amazing conversations. And the least thing I want is to interrupt them but I will be making pauses and giving shout outs to all of you guys who are supporting. Everyone who's favoring me, please go and favor me. Everyone who's sending gifts, thank you for the New Year gifts and New Year's vibes. And, I will be giving shout outs. So I do want to let you know that. So with that said, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Own It. This is your feature show with your girl, that Cuban girl. And who am I? Well, yes, I am Cuban. Born and raised in Cuba. I moved to the States from Cuba when I was 14, and I have been in the entertainment industry for the last about 12 years, I would say. I moved to Los Angeles like 11 years ago, and I've been doing a little bit of everything from modeling to acting to everything, you guys. I've been a ring girl, and I just recently was in Miami because I was competing for Miss Cuba Universe. I did not end up winning the crown, but I did make top 12 at the Miss Cuba pageant. So I'm super proud of that. It was the first time that Cuba went to Miss Universe, and we made history. The 24 girls that competed, we all made history for the first time going to Miss, competing for Miss Cuba, and then the girl that won going to Miss Universe for the first time as Miss Cuba. So really proud of that. And I just want to share my story so you guys know that the reason I do this show is because I want to spread and share the good vibes. I want to spread and share my knowledge on everything I've learned throughout the years in entertainment and in life itself. And, this is why I do this show. I believe that it's really important for us streamers to stick together. And I don't know what that is, emoji. And what was I going to say? To stick together and to support each other and to uplift each other. I think that that's why feature shows are made. So we all plug each other in, right? So thanks, Monty. So, I do own it because I believe that the only way that we can truly become successful or get ahead in life and being a good person is through becoming the best versions of ourselves. And in my opinion, the way that we do that is through owning who we are, right? We have to own who we are. We have to own our flaws, our mistakes, and also the beautiful parts of us, because we are all human beings. Yes, we make mistakes, but we're also beautiful in our own flawed ways. And I think once we truly learn to own these things, then we can truly become the person that we're meant to become. So, Own It, this show is all about us sharing our stories, where we come from, our struggles, and just talking and uplifting each other and plugging each other in, and just good vibes, inspiration, and yeah, especially in the last day of the year, you guys, with 2025 just being a few hours away. So every Tuesday, we have a different topic. And today's topic is something that I personally am very excited to talk about, because it's something that I have been dealing with for the last few days. And, I use this platform to vent, but also to motivate, and also for all of us, thank you for the heart, to share our thoughts and to just kind of support each other, right? And I'm curious to see what you guys think about today's topic. So today's topic is, let me read it because I do write everything down. Self-respect and self-love. Why it is important. Self-respect and self-love, why it is important. And I know my guests have a story, and I'm sure that they have something to say about this. In my own personal opinion, the only reason I've been able to advance as a person, whether it's professionally or spiritually, has been learning more self-love and learning more self-respect. And I know that people talk about this out there, that people hear about this all the time, but I just want to let you guys know that I heard it so many times throughout my life, but it wasn't until I truly started practicing it that I really started to value myself more, and to elevate my life, elevate my energy. And also acknowledging that in order to love yourself or respect yourself, your life does not have to be perfect. I don't know if it happens to you guys, but it used to happen to me, where I used to always think, well, but how can I do this? How can I love and respect myself more and do all these things if certain areas of my life are not how I would like them to be? And the answer is that you don't have to be perfect in order to elevate your life. You don't have to be perfect in order for those areas to fall into place, because as long as you're working every day, every month, every year towards a better you, you will reach your goals and that level that you want to reach. Who says I'm not celebrating? Honey, I'm on Pacific time. It's only 2 p.m. here, okay? So chill. I love how they're just assuming that I'm not celebrating today. But yeah, you guys, I honestly, like, that's my personal views and opinions on this. So I'm going to be speaking with my guests a little bit more about this topic today, and I'm super excited to do that. So welcome, welcome, welcome to Own It. Let me ask my guests to request the chat box. Superman says, what goals have you achieved this year yet? Then, I have achieved many goals, and if you stay towards the end of the show, I will answer that for you. Galaxy winner. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to accept the first one that requested, and this person is my first guest of the day. He is an artist. He's an introverted, extroverted, and gym-talligent. Please, everybody, welcome to Own It, Raya Maker.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Happy New Year, Riot Maker.
Happy New Year.
So I actually do know you. So sorry about that. Sometimes the names just get so confusing until I see people.
Yeah, so I had a name change from the Chronic Christmas auction. I saw that in the chat and I was like, oh yeah, let me change it before I hop in the box.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. Well, it's nice to see you again. Tell everybody a little bit of who you are in your story so we all get to know you better.
Well, it's nice to see you again too. I am Chronic Riot Maker. I am a chronic smoker. I'm an artist, aspiring to be like tattoo artist. Where I've been is where I started it at. Um, my backstory is dark, like a lot of people's, right? Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
It's okay. Yeah, we all have a story, and that's what makes us amazing and beautiful and perfect. So, you have been streaming for how long?
I started streaming. Let's see, July, August 22.
Me too, literally.
Yeah. I had just come home from the penitentiary actually. And didn't know anybody in the area, so I figured I'd like, get on the app and try to meet new people, and ended up, just starting to stream and meeting people elsewhere rather than meeting locals.
So, you are very open about being an ex-con, and I just want to ask you, having that experience, how have you found streaming helpful?
Um, I mean, streaming hasn't so much been helpful in that regard. It I guess I kind of have always been open with it simply because when getting released from the system, for a long time they used to tell you all the time like you have to disclose that you have felonies on your record. So when talking to people, it just became a common habit for me to do that to everyone, because I don't know who a potential employer could be. So like I put that, like, that's on the forefront. Like, I have felonies on my record. That is not who I am, but I am an ex-con.
And that and it's interesting, yeah, like, so you have to disclose that. So, talking a little bit more, I love that you just mentioned that that's not who you are, but you have to disclose it. How can you, if you were talking to someone in here in the chat, for example, who has dealt with something like that, or who struggles with anything in life, um and they define what they're doing now or who they are now based on that, what would you tell them?
um at the end of the day, your crimes, your history, um they aren't who you are, because you can always change, right? I say that because I got off parole October of last year. It took me 3 months to fight to get off of parole because I was supposed to be released in July. And it was the first time being off of papers since I turned 18 and got in trouble. Like, um, but by not allowing that be my identity is the only way that I could do that, because by allowing my crimes and my felony status be my identity, it kept me in that lifestyle.
So what was the mindset shift that you had to assume in order to do that?
I don't want it anymore. Simple as that. Like, like, if you don't want that lifestyle, like if you don't want to go back to that place, then you know what it's gonna take to not do that, right? It's just a matter of doing it. I'm going through a lot of things mentally and in my life just because I'm choosing not to do that. Um, so it's been hard, but I'm still trying to figure it out. So I haven't been yet.
That's valid, right? That you're struggling, you're trying to figure it out, especially when you've done something for such a long time, it becomes a lifestyle, right? Like something becomes a habit and then it becomes a lifestyle and then it becomes really difficult to let go of, but we can always let go of that. So I commend you for doing the right thing and for, staying in the right path and elevating yourself, and thank you for also sharing your stories. I know it's not easy, but I ask you these questions because I'm sure that someone here can take something positive from that. So I want to take a quick pause and welcome everybody to Own It. This is your featured show that happens here in the live streaming community of Meet Me on Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Own It. It's all about the good vibes. It's about owning who you are, owning the beauty of your unique path and story, because I believe that we all have a story to share that is worth sharing. And, I just want us all to elevate and support each other on here. So this is the intention with Own It, for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves. And right now I'm speaking with my first guest, the Riot Maker. He has an amazing story. And, we're talking a little bit more about who he is and how long he's been streaming and all that stuff and his past story. But also today's topic on the show is self-love and self-respect. And I'm curious to know, Riot Maker, do you believe, first of all, do you believe that you need to self-respect and self-love yourself to have gotten to the point in your life where you've gotten?
Yeah. At times I've had to learn, like, I've had to do those things just to, like, fix my own mental health in a way. Um, but it's just I've had to do them alone only because I was isolated. You know what I mean? I grew up not being told that I didn't have to do it alone. So I was always seeking other people to talk to and to open up to about things. So like self-love and self-respect have been something that I've identified with the people around me, not just my own self. Um, my own self-love and self-respect I developed while being incarcerated.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. How did you do that?
Um, Basically, it started by not allowing other people to make me pray. Because growing up, I had a lot of anger and I was quick, you know what I'm saying, to explode. Just because I knew if I exploded, I'd get what I want, which was somebody else to take the first swing. I was always taught I couldn't take the first punch. So if you're gonna make me angry, and my result in my head is to unleash anger with violence, then I have to get violence brought back to me. So I had to explode. Um, Made it very hard for me to um self love myself, having gone through what I went through growing up. So when I went to the penitentiary, uh, when people tried to make me pray, I had to remind myself, like, that's not who I am. And then had to teach myself how to love myself in a way where I could become humble, yet still let people know that I wasn't prey.
That's super important. And, I can't even imagine what you've gone through throughout your life, but I do know that now you get a new chance to do things differently. And you're a free man now. So what are your plans for life? Thank you. What are your plans for life moving forward?
Um, Honestly, I don't know what my plans are. I know what my desired end result would be or look like, but like I don't know how I'm gonna get there. Um,
What
I'm
is
not
it? Do
sure
you
if
want
I
to
can even
share?
make it. I just want that simple family life. You know what I'm saying? Like land, house, big yard, kids, all that good old stuff. Like, and be successful and able to survive and provide without diving into that criminal lifestyle that I'm so used to. Because that criminal lifestyle, um, I'm not sure that I can live a non-criminal lifestyle and make the money that I made.
That's interesting. That's something to like challenge you with, because I think you could if you opened your own business or something like that, you know. And I think it's possible. You just have to really want it and work on your mindset too, you know what I mean? And I don't know if you have any like spiritual practices, but just, using meditation or like spiritual tools to help you, manifesting and journaling, scripting, all that stuff really helps your mindset, and you can achieve all the things that you're dreaming of. You can definitely achieve them. But anyways, I've loved talking to you. Do you have anything that you want to shout out before I let you go?
Um, well, first and foremost, I have my artwork I want to show you guys sitting in front of me. I've been working on some names. I had a board the last time I did your show. I'm pretty sure I had my board behind me with all of my names drawn on it. Those names have since been destroyed, so I have to start over with my board. Um, I've got some that I've been working on. I just got my pencils and everything right. One I won't show because she's in the chat and doesn't want to see it. But my family member Chronic Sunshine here, right? It's
Beautiful.
I still have to put her emoji in the corner, and fill it in and put the milestone that she hit. My number 3 gifter, Jen and Bernie. The only thing I've got left to do is fill in the background on this one. Right? She hit my 2.2. This one's my name.
Ooh, I love that.
I'm gonna frame this and put it on my wall, and then just put everybody's like the milestone names around it. Was there another one I was working on here? Oh yeah, I can't show you that one. I believe I'm doing a show with Dab Daddy on the 11th. I'm trying tic-tac-toe trivia. And I have the creators art auction on the 31st that's now being hosted by Queen Diva. There were some people on the list that are having trouble with the app, so they have spots open if anybody else is an artisan looking to do that on the 31st to show their artwork or whatever their art style is.
I love that so much. I have loved having you as a guest. Please don't go anywhere if you don't have to, so I can bring you back at the end of the show with my second guest. But thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your story. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Later.
That was amazing, you guys. I love having guests on my show that are always different, that have always a story. I always say this because we all have a story that is worth sharing. And when I say that, I mean it. Not because your story is different than other people's stories, it means that it's not worth for you to share. And that's one of the things that I appreciate about the live streaming community, is that we're all so different. Everyone here, every single one of you in the chat, we're all so different. We come from different backgrounds, from different upbringings. But the beautiful thing is that we come together through this app and this community. And I truly believe that if we choose to, and it's like Riot Maker was saying, when we make choices, right? Everything is about choices in life. So when we choose to uplift each other instead of tear each other down, then that's really when we can make we can make a difference in the world. It starts with your small group of people or community, and then you can make a ripple effect in the entire world if we all treat each other with respect without, you know, your story being something negative, you know, as long as you're channeling that into something positive. So I really, really appreciate you for sharing that. And welcome you guys to Own It. If you guys are just tuning in, hello. Oh, what was that? Cross audio, huh? I'm that Cuban girl, and this is your feature show, Own It. That happens here every Tuesday at 9. Are you guys hearing that? Or is it just me? We have cross our okay. So it's not just me. Okay, cool. So okay, you guys, the topic of the day today is self-love and self-respect and why it's important. So I want to quickly share with you guys a little bit of why I think it's important, and then I'll give you the quote of the day before I invite my second guest to join the chat box. We all, right? All of us here, you and I, we have different ways of defining what self-love and self-respect really is. And that is okay, because not everyone's idea of what that means is the same. And there are still a lot of people out there who don't even know that really the concept of self-love and self-respect. I know that for many years growing up, I never really knew what that was. And my upbringing and the things that I went through as a kid led me to not really love myself very much, if I'm honest. I had a lot of abandonment issues and things that I've had to work through throughout my life. But once I discovered that it's so important to really have true self-love and true self-respect for yourself. And to me, that is just very simple. I sum it up in a very simple way. And that is that no love is unconditional, except for a parent's love, right? I think that your parents' love towards you should be unconditional. Now, not everyone, sadly, not everyone has parents who love them unconditionally, and that's very sad. And that is not your fault if that's your story. But I do believe that a parent's love is the only love that should be unconditional. Why do I say this? Because a couple of years ago, it was very popular, the topic of loving people unconditionally, especially in the spiritual world, in the spiritual, the hippies and the spiritual gurus and all of that. And then I realized that not everyone deserves unconditional love, because loving someone has conditions, and that is just my rational way of thinking that. Because I'm going to give you an example, right? If someone is abusing you, are you going to love them unconditionally just because you said your vows the day that you got married? No, I don't think you should. So love definitely comes with conditions and consequences. And I'm not talking about violence. It's not, that's not me. But I will remove myself from those situations, and I will remove myself from those friendships or relationships if they are no longer healthy for me, because I don't have to love you unconditionally. No. And that for me has been the biggest testament to what self-love and self-respect really means. And I think that a lot of people out there still are confused, or they're still in the journey of figuring that out. I don't know why my nose is so itchy. But to me, it's so important, because when you respect yourself, people are going to respect you. And what you give to yourself is what people are going to give to you. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I think it's really important walking into the new year to love ourselves a little more, to respect ourselves a little more, to do things that elevate ourselves a little more, and to stop allowing other people to dictate or define our lives, to dictate our mood, our energy. And just as a reminder, when you have people around you who are essentially toxic for you, they're always going to be dragging you down, always. So that's why self-love and self-respect comes into place. Exactly. If you don't respect yourself, you can't expect respect from other people. So that's why I thought it was important to talk about this right now. I'm going to go ahead and share the quote of the day, you guys. And I'm not gonna even lie to you. Usually when I look for quotes, I Google them, and it takes me a bit to like go down and see which one resonates. I Google this, and the very first one that popped up, I was like, yes, this is a quote of the day, because it just resonated with me and I loved it so much. And it goes, self-love, self-respect, self-worth, there's a reason they all start with self. You can't find them in anyone else. I love that so much, because how many times do we find love or respect thinking that if we find them in other people, then we're all of a sudden going to have that? Oh, because this person loves me, it validates me. That means I must be lovable. And no, it's not like that. Your self love, self respect, self worth starts with you. So, yeah, it's the lies we tell ourselves that we have to live with. That's very true. That's very true, new Yap user. So I just wanted to share that with you guys really quickly. Before I invite my second guest of the day, I want to say welcome to Own It. If you're just tuning in, this is the feature show, your featured hour that happens here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time in the live streaming community of Meet Me. Own It is all about you and I becoming the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. Because I believe that only through owning the uniqueness of who we are, we can become better people or better versions and be successful at anything that we strive to be, right? So today's topic of the day is self-respect, self-love. Why is it important? And I'm curious to ask my second guest of the day, why does she think these things are important? So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my second guest of the day. Oh, I actually don't have a bio about her, but welcome everybody to Own It, Queen Tigress.
Hello, everybody. I just got out of the shower.
It's okay, my love. How are you? Welcome to Own It.
I am doing all right. Tonight it is a hard night. Back in 2023, we lost my brother New Year's Eve due to somebody shooting off their gun, and it got him in the head. And so me and my mom and my brother have been taking it pretty roughly today. It took me a long time to love myself. I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety and bipolar. And it was hush hush in our family. Nobody wanted to talk about it. No one wanted to address it until it was too late. I went into placement when I was 13 years old. So I was away from my family until I was 18. And I've had a lot of bad abusive relationships. And I got on this app to get over my ex, and I found someone who really truly treasures me and treats me like a queen. And that's why I go by Queen Tigress now.
I love that. I love that so much. Well, first and foremost, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother. I can't imagine what that must feel like, but you're so strong to deal with everything you've dealt with and all the cards that you've been dealt in your life and still be here, still be able to, even put yourself on camera, right? Some people go through really traumatic things and they never want to show face. And here you are streaming and sharing your story and your love. And, that's amazing. So congrats on that.
I believe that if I can share my story and help somebody that's struggling themselves, I believe that my work is done. You know?
Yes, 100%, 100%. And that's why we do this, right? That's why I do the show. That's why I think that this is so important. So, Queen Tigress, I want to know a little bit. When did you start streaming? How did this happen?
I started back in 2021. My ex ended up going to jail, and I got on this app, and I fell in love with streaming. And I've been streaming for 3 years. I've been back and forth between Meet Me and Scout, and now I'm back to Meet Me. Scout has gone downhill. We know that after the big update and everything. So, but you know, um,
So you
it's
found
something.
your community here. You found your community and your person.
Yes, I did.
So what would you tell someone on here that might be watching that is kind of been let down in life and it's a little bit sad about maybe not having their person or not being where they're at in life?
Never give up on yourself. Never give up on love, because that person is somewhere and you just have to find that person. She or he may be lost in the jungle and you just have to find that person. Don't give up. You have many walls and mountains to climb, but keep going. Keep going.
I want to know what's something that helps you keep going every day with everything that you've been going through and that you go through.
Just knowing that it's okay sometimes not to be okay, and it's all going to turn out okay in the end. It can't rain all the time. I just remembered and remind myself that. And God is a big part of my life, and I pray to him every day, every night. I thank him for what I have and who I have in my life, you know.
So with you, you said at the beginning that it took you a long time to love yourself. So what was the shift in your life? What
The shift,
happened?
the shift in my life was realizing that I could not live um, every day of my life being the same person I was in the past. I needed to address my feelings and address that I need to take care of myself. I need to love myself the way I should love myself. And so I started journaling. My mom got me a journal, and I need to write in it tonight. I really do. So
That's
I hope
amazing. Yeah,
so. Okay. Look at me
I
too.
love journaling and all of
I
that.
hope
Sorry
so.
guys, there's some front audio.
Look at me.
I love that so much. I'm going to make a quick pause and welcome everybody who's just tuning in right now. This is Own It. This is a feature show that happens here on the live streaming community of Meet Me on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time or 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Today, we're talking about self-love, self-respect, why it's important. And today, we're talking about this because, well, it's the last show of the year. And what better way than to start the new year loving ourselves and respecting ourselves a little bit more, even if it's just 1% more than we did yesterday. I think that every single step that we take into becoming the best versions of ourselves, it's really important, even if it's small steps, because all those small steps are going to take you to the bigger picture. So talking to my second guest right now, Queen Tigress. She's been through a lot in her life and she's learned to love herself. She's found love on the app. She got here heartbroken and she found love. She found the community. And I want to keep talking to her a little bit more about what else can people do when they feel they're in a dark place to pull themselves out of that.
Well, what I do is sometimes it's necessary to take a step back and um, pause for a moment, maybe take a nap if you have to, um, you know, but don't stay in that dark place. Address it. Talk to someone. I find my boyfriend, if I can address it with him. I find my mom. I find my friends. Um, you know, uh, if I'm having a bad day, I go and I address it. I talk to somebody. You know, it took me a long time. I held a lot of things in as a child, and it wasn't good. It just ate me alive. And if you hold your feelings to yourself, it's going to eat you. Don't hold your feelings to yourself.
That's great advice. I love that. I say that all the time. How important it is to vent or to even journaling just to let it out, right? Um, do you have any shout outs? I'm going to bring you at the very last 5 minutes on the show. I'm going to bring you back. But for now, do you have anything you want to shout out and tell people?
Make today a good day, guys.
Yes. I love that. Thank you so much, Queen Tigress, for sharing your story. I'm going to let you go, but I'll bring you back in the next few minutes, okay? Thank you. That was amazing. I love getting to know her. So I wanted to make this a quick pause so I could give shout outs to all of you guys before the show's over. We only have 15 minutes left of the show. But I do want to express my gratitude to all of you. It has been 2 years of Own It, and I cannot even believe that it's been 2 years of the show. We've taken some shows off, but in reality, we haven't really taken a break, we've had some off Tuesdays here and there because I've gotten sick or I've gotten work. But other than that, the show has been on for a straight 2 years. And I love it. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for just showing up every single Tuesday, for supporting the show, for, all the new friends that I've made on here, all the new people that I've met, and all of the new ones that continue to support and show up, and all of the other friends and streamers that I will continue to meet on here, because I think that this community can only grow. And I do believe that it can grow if we keep it positive. And my mission with the show is to have a positive show and to, just help all of us hold each other by the hand and uplift each other. And if I can do that, even if it's once a week, and speak life or inspiration into someone who might need it, then that's enough for me. And I hope that it becomes a ripple effect where you also take on this energy and share it with others on here. And I just want to say that to all of you who have showed up, hearted me, favored me, gifted me, been guests of the show, thank you so much. Your energy and your presence is highly appreciated. So I'm going to do some shout outs now for today's show before I call my guests back on the chat box. And I want to start with gifter number 5 today, which is Mark, number 4, Husky, number 3, Vox somethings, number 2, Poppins 96, and number 1, Riot Maker. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm going to be giving shout outs also to some of you in the chat box, because we always do this. So shout out to Queen Tigress, of course, to thank you for the snowman. Shout out to Galaxy's winner. Shout out to, let me go back up. Thank you for the hearts. Is that Emoji J on the hearts? Shout out to Paulo, to an Anonymous for the favorite. Shout out to Abdullah, to Lana, popping champagne, to Raul, Gipta for the favorite. Shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out. New Yap user. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me go to the older. Thank you so much. You're going to be kicked out because this is crazy. Like, why are you here? Anyways, you guys, thanks emoji. I kicked him out too. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for your energy and for everything. And I'm going to be bringing back both my guests for final thoughts, and so we can share a little bit more. So welcome back, Queen Tigress. Is Riot Maker around here anywhere? What are you, Riot Maker? Okay, here he is. Perfect. Oh,
I was in the chat.
hello, welcome back, you guys. Did you guys know each other?
I've seen him around. I don't know if I've ever been to one of his streams, but I've seen his name a couple times in different chats.
Yeah, I think the same.
Are you a famous Riot Maker?
Oh,
I'd like to become a fan. He has some nice work.
Oh, I love that so much. That's amazing. Well, now that you guys have officially met each other, I hope that you continue to stay in touch and support each other's streams. I just wanted to say that I'm super grateful that you guys were my guest today. I know that Riot Maker has already been a guest on the show, but Queen Tigress, thank you for being a friend now. I appreciate you. And I love both your stories. We all, the three of us, have such different stories, but none of our stories are better or more valid than the other, right? Like, we all have different stories, different paths, and we all are worth of sharing it and having a voice, because ultimately that is the beauty of being human and the human experience, right? And if we can't share our stories and who we really are without it letting us define us, then what are we doing, right? So,
When my brother passed away, I put up a saying, "Be the voice." So I tried to be the voice about people being safe during the New Year's and not shooting off guns, because guns kill. It's not the owner of the gun. It's it guns kill. It's not it's the owner. It's the owner, and you need to be aware of what you're doing.
yeah, that's a very powerful message, right? Yeah. Thank you for that. I want to ask you guys a question before the show's over that I always ask people. You should know this, Riot Maker. I always like asking my guests to share one thing that they can own about themselves that have truly helped them in their journey.
Are you going to go first, Riot Maker, or are you going to let me go first?
I can go first. The one thing I can own about myself is that I never give up. And I say that like because I don't give up. I don't give up on relationships. I don't give up on people. I don't give up on life. Um, I it took an attempt on my own life to develop that I don't give up mentality. Um, but I had to develop that, right? Um, I don't give up. I don't give up on people. I won't give up because you literally have to make me hate you to leave you alone. And I still don't give up on you because I still want the best for you. So I don't give up.
And I think the most important thing about that statement is that you also don't give up on yourself. Because the fact that you are still not letting your past define you, that speaks volumes of you, Riot Maker.
It does.
Thank you.
What about you, Queen Tigress?
That I don't let people take advantage of me anymore. I stand my ground. I have boundaries now.
I love that. I can so relate to that because it's my story as we speak. It's so important to have healthy boundaries. And when people cross your boundaries, they no longer deserve to be a part of your energy in your life. That is my personal opinion. So I love that, you guys. Well, when do you guys stream? Do you have a streaming schedule or no?
I don't have a per se streaming schedule. I usually am on during the day or in the evenings. Um, I have a couple of auctions coming up, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is in my bio.
What about you, Riot?
I don't have a set schedule. I try to stream pretty much, like if I can, 24 hours a day, because stream is my social life, more or less, right? So I try to open up my social life to my life. Why? Because I don't have anybody else here, more or less, that I want to share that life with. So yeah. Um, I've got the auction on the 31st. Other than that, like, yeah, if I'm on, I'm on. If I'm not,
31st of January?
yes.
Okay.
If anybody's got ideas for an art piece, I want to like draw something and show something new for the 31st of January. So if you've got ideas, pop in my stream and talk to me about it. See if we can spark something so that I have something to show on the 31st for my auction.
Maybe you can do a That Cuban Girl one.
Tiger. I'd love to see a tiger.
All right, guys. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so, so much once again for being part of the show. Of course. Thank you both for being here. Please, everybody, before they go, favorite them, show up to their streams, and let's support each other. And let's have a wonderful 2025. Much love, success, and good vibes for both of you. Thank you so much for being on Own It today.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And yeah, you guys, we're reaching the end of the featured hour today. I have no words except just say thank you for the show, being part of my live streaming community. Thank you for just supporting the show, being here, and just for listening to us and being part of this. Happy, happy, happy new year. I love that Own It fell on the last day of the year. There's something to be said about that. I love that so much, and I cannot wait to see what the new year is going to bring for you, for myself, for the show, and just for all of us here in the live streaming community. And I wish you the best. I wish that you have the most amazing end of the year. Be safe, which is the most important thing. Be safe tonight. And let's start 2025 with the best energy possible. And I just want to share with you and say that anything that you're dreaming, anything that you think that you want, please just stop having the limiting beliefs and start believing that a better life is possible for you, because the reality is that it is. If you can think it, then you can create it. And I wholeheartedly believe in that. Pray. If you believe in God, if you believe on what you believe, just know that you're not alone. And ultimately, we're all in this together. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Happy 2025. Happy New Year. And I'll see you next Tuesday so you and I can own it. Ciao.